Welcome, angry faithful. Yeah, we're a second late. My bad. We got to talking like we always do in the beginning of the show. But angry faithful. I got it right this time. On our wrestling podcast, that is Ding 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 podcast. I was like, angry faithful. Oh yeah, this one's dingers. Fuck it. But anyways, angry
You're
faithful.
just a bunch of ding dongs.
Yeah, pretty much. But I might do ding dongs. Who knows? Anyways, for that shows. Welcome to the show. We had some. This has been a busy week for news. Really interesting week. We. I am not gonna do the Epstein stuff until it's fully out. We all agreed on that. The information that we got so far was just hearsay, and we got this list, we got this. The AG is still trying to get full documentations and everything. So the reason why I say this case right here, because everybody's like, oh, what about the Diddy stuff? I'll hold off on the Diddy stuff. It's still a criminal investigation. That's the reason why I say not go with that one. But with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, he's not in a criminal organization anymore because he's so we're gonna hold off on the Zelenskyy stuff. That not Zelensky's Jeffrey Epstein, and we'll hopefully we find out if he was working for Israel or not, which a lot of people are going for.
There is one issue with the Epstein stuff. Not with the things itself, but with the controversy it's creating. It's the same as that H-1B controversy. Now we've got conservatives fighting each other that Pam Bondi is a turncoat and all this. So we got to watch out. We've got that same thing going on that went with the H-1B visas. The radical people who they want everything 100%. Everything Trump says 100%. You can't be off any. They're not satisfied. Any little quake in it, they blow up the whole thing. So that's what we have to watch out for. We don't need to talk about the content because there was no content except the influencers holding up the little binders that didn't have anything in them.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It was all propaganda. I'm sorry. I'm with a lot of people that I listen to. I don't propaganda me. Don't smile about that shit. There was, from what they're saying, it was like 200 to 250 women, and we don't know if little girls that was molested through Epstein's stuff. That is a number. One is too many. That is, in my opinion, genociding stuff. That is. And a lot of the stuff won't be released because there is like a small portion of it being like in criminal stuff for right now. So a lot of it might not get out fully. And there's a lot of names on there in that dossier that has to be. There's people out there who's like, oh, they're blocking off names. That is actually the people that are the victims. I don't want to know.
The agency in New York that was supposed to give her the information gave her the 200 pages. And most of that 200 pages, it was already in public domain. And they said, here you go. And then a whistleblower came up last night and said, no, they're holding back thousands of pages, recordings, just stacks of pictures, evidence. And Pam Bondi's going after him, and she's liable to shut down that organization in New York after she gets all the information.
Yeah, and her and Cash Patel been going at it on X, and it's not like they're trying to work together, but they're posting it on X. That's one thing. You should keep it behind closed doors, what you're supposed to be doing, and who can get the stuff done fast enough. I mean, Cash Patel has only been a week?
Not even that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's only been like not even a week. But anyways, today's news Zelenskyy meets with Trump. It went swimmingly.
Well, that's
I don't like
that's
doing
the background is representative of how the Zelenskyy meeting went.
that pretty much. Explosions. But
That's a nuclear explosion because we are on the brink of World War III.
not quite yet.
Any day now. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Anyways, but we do have this is only, I don't want to call it a soundbite because it's almost 5 minutes. Go out, look at the full I think it's like a 50-minute video of it. You can find it on X. Let me find out where I put. Oh, I sent it to you so I wouldn't lose it. So it's on X. I'll put the link into the, let's paste it here, and I will put it, I have to put it on X total onto the podcast. So if you give me a second, if you're watching live, yay, but if anything, just message me, I'll send you the link too. But this is the full interview. You can find it on YouTube, you can find it on X. But let's see here, and let's go. Okay, cool. Let me do for the one person that's watching on X. Come on. There we go. And I posted it right now on all our socials, and we got that done. So we're gonna go in and show you the at least 5 minutes of it and see how well it went. This is so funny.
We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, GD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to
count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful
to
come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
You will
good.
feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have
in-
the cards right now. With us, you start
I'm
having
not
cards.
playing
But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't. Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What you
You're
speaking about?
gambling with
What you
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
I'm wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of
Entire meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war in
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute.
answer?
No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I-
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only in
alone.
this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your president.
military equipment.
You
And your
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's gonna be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, you just say thank you.
I said a lot of
Except
times
that there- except
to
that-
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out of the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're
But
wrong.
you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going
I
on.
understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this story so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there, your people are dying,
tell you
you're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't- please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting
Of
killed.
course.
Now, on that note, we let me see here. Nope. Let me cross this out. This is from she's a Ukrainian reporter.
Oh, the one I sent?
Yeah.
She is a former. Oh, let me get back to her. One second.
Well, anyways,
Journalist of the Year, Ukraine, a TV host. I
Okay.
think she may be a former TV host, maybe, but she
maybe.
was Journalist of the Year, and she does a lot of. Well, go ahead.
Here is how Zelenskyy gets their soldiers.
Давай его забирай. Это не полицейский. Катя, помоги!
Ну, это просто пипец.
Я лежать. Ти що кончиш? Я не затриманий. Законом України.
Девочки, убивайте.
But yeah, that's how they get their soldiers.
She's had a lot of videos out there, and I just now noticed on that particular one, someone asked how old the video is, and she said we collected it from the last 2 weeks.
Dang, 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks ago. So this is basically the old additive of how how a lot of people used to get their people to ride in ships to go across the new world. Is a good piece of wood, knock them out, they find themselves on a ship, boom.
Conscription.
What's conscription? You never told me what
conscription. That's the terminology for it. When you forcibly take people to increase your army,
yeah,
your military.
Here Here's another funny one that I found. This is this is how my
Compulsory enlistment for state service.
now this from what the it's the reaction of the Ukraine ambassador to the U.S. I can't pronounce her name. Stephanie Hawking from Beyond the Grave.
She basically went, "It's done."
Oksana Markarova.
Oksana Makarova during the heated exchange between Trump and Zelensky. Watch this. This is hilarious.
But you're saying you don't want to ceasefire? I want to ceasefire because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
There wasn't
That's basically how well the negotiations went today with Trump and Zelensky. I feel for that woman. I feel for that ambassador because she's like, oh, you messed everything up. Because
And after
this-
Trump left, huh?
go ahead.
Oh, after Trump left and he got exited his helicopter and the reporters came out and started asking about everything. He was just like, yeah, Apple is going to do this $500 billion.
Yeah.
totally went off on it. Yeah, no, he's not going to meet with him. And then Zelensky had a real good talk. Everyone needs to see it if you can, with Brett Baer. Zelensky canceled all appearances, except I was surprised he kept that one because Brett has visited him in the front lines before. And it was a real nice revealing. He wouldn't apologize still for anything. He wouldn't do a good thank you. And Brett was trying to get him to, but he was to the point where he would have met with Trump again tonight. I think he was at that point. And then right after that, Trump put out something saying, no way. So,
okay. Dark Sage 9117. He's saying, and I'll put this on the thing. The first message: the only nation that can negotiate this war is India. Putin has said this many times in back channels. He wants India at the table, and Zelensky and Modi have a great relationship as well. I'm not one to defend Russia, but it is clear Ukraine doesn't want Trump's help. And if he's out, then all he has left is New Delhi, who is willing to mediate between them and Russia. I've actually never heard that. That's actually very interesting.
I don't know anything about the relationship. I was a little nervous with Modi yesterday. Yesterday, it might have been today. It came out, or the dealings he did yesterday with the EU, because Trump had that press conference with him, and they were all, going to get rid of the tariffs between us. And now the big thing today was the EU making strong deals with them, and the articles on that almost seem like the EU wanting to decouple from the US, and India was going to make big deals with them. So now I don't know what's up between the deals that Trump was doing with India, although the Trump-India deals he has said would be complete within the next couple of months, and the EU said we think we can complete it by the end of the year. So we're going to have to see what goes on. But I hadn't heard anything about the Modi Zelensky connection.
It's looking like I'm looking at a lot of the stuff online about that right now. And this is from United States Institution of Peace, which I don't know why it's slowing down. But here's another thing that got me perplexed for, okay. Sorry, I had to click on other stuff. Well, the thing is US needs India to contain China. Yeah, that's understandable. That's totally understandable on that one. And they are non-aligned, so they never. Okay, so basically, it's the Sweden type deal. I'm guessing. because they're not aligned. So they never get involved with anyone unless they are asked or if they can help out. And what other choices does Ukraine have, or Russia, for what does that matter? Okay, yeah, I totally understand that. Wow, that can't connect to that one. That's weird.
German chancellor just came out a few hours ago and said, of course, he said he would 100% support Zelensky after he was kicked out of the White House. Liz Cheney is, of course, against Trump, but she's a warmonger who profits off of it. So, of course, she wants killing to continue. She probably makes money on both sides.
Here's another thing, though, that I'm kind of weirded out about this is because I don't know how fully true this is, but he's been right on a lot of stuff. This the new world millennial on TikTok. Let's This is what I gathered today about this. I'll just press play. And
the wild thing is, I'm not even talking about, it was without a doubt the winningest day in the Trump administration so far. And the wild thing is, I'm not even talking about the budget and no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security. No, I'm talking about what happened over in Ukraine and Russia. See, because yesterday, Trump got Ukraine to commit to giving us 50% of their rare earth mining revenue. And we didn't even have to make a promise of security or protection. So basically, we're getting 50% of their mining revenue for nothing. What a fucking deal. But even better than that, Russia gave us a competing deal. See, because in comparison to Ukraine, who has a good amount of rare earth metals, Russia has the 5th largest rare earth metal reserves, having somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.8 million metric tons in reserve. And Russia offered to make it a joint venture with the United States to explore those materials, meaning that America would share in the profit of mining the 5th largest reserves in the world, all with a country that everybody's worried we were going to go to war with. Oh, and on top of that, Russia not only wants to work with the United States government, but they want to work with U.S. private industry, which would massively benefit the American worker. And they propose joint hydropower and aluminum production, which again would massively benefit the American worker. So we went from 2 countries at war with each other, pretty much accomplishing nothing, to 2 countries competing to see who gets to give money to the United States. Like, we're now at a point where these 2 countries, instead of trying to blow each other up, they are trying to offer the U.S. more money, more work, and more production to win our favor. Like, this is the art of the deal global version. And on top of that, we also had the budget passing, with them pushing forward the no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security bills, which should pass hopefully within the next month. Like, this amount of winning is unprecedented. Domestically, Donald Trump is doing everything he said he was going to do. And internationally, he is now doing something that nobody thought could be done. And I'd just like to remind everyone, it's only been 37 days.
yeah, so I'm wondering.
No,
Huh?
no,
It's not real.
he's totally off.
Is he? Well, he's
Totally.
been writing a lot of
No, he's totally off. The one thing, Russia may have the 5th. Greenland has the 3rd largest deposit of rare earth minerals.
Okay, yeah.
That's why Trump wants to go after that. But the whole deal is, you've seen these world leaders, the EU, Ursula, and all the head of the EU comes out. No, we must decouple from the U.S. and Trump is bad and his deal is stupid and he's an agent of Putin and all this. But each time a world leader has actually gone to the White House and met Trump, like
They get a nice gift basket.
from French, the French, huh?
I said they get a nice gift basket.
Oh, we throw our heads back and laugh. And anyway, Macron of France came. He came by, and at the end of it, it was like, oh, we're going to do big trade deals and we're going to increase our military. And Trump is a game changer. Huh? Totally supporting whatever he is going to do in Ukraine. Then you get all the military, all the leaders, and Starmer is a dick, and he's just totally ruining the UK. And I did not expect this. he comes out. Now, here's how this goes. He comes out and does the little press conference. They do their, before chat, do the meeting, the after press conference. It's about 45 minutes it lasted. And he goes through, I was watching it from a CNN feed. Okay, whatever. It was just them. But afterwards, the CNN commentators came on and I was doing something, so I just let it run. So you've got him talking about fully supports the Ukraine deal. We have strong economies. We have a good relationship that's getting stronger. We're increasing our military. Starmer said we fully back what you're doing in Ukraine. And then it cuts to the CNN people, and they go, "Our takeaway from that is that Starmer interrupted Trump when he lied about how much we're spending in Ukraine." So they talk about the trade deals, the increased military, Starmer saying how he respects Trump so much and all this, but that's the takeaway. So basically, if you're watching the propaganda media and just seeing what they say happened, that's what you're going to get. Anytime there is a press conference, watch the whole thing yourself. Don't go by what Fox or CNN or MSNBC says. Watch it yourself.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I was my father-in-law. I was here yesterday, and you say anything, and it's like, well, that's because you watch Fox News. No, I get most of it from either watching the original videos unedited without commentary. That's how you got to watch it. And that's sometimes it's hard to find.
You mean Bill that they do like edits?
Yeah, but this wasn't an edit. They did it live and they came on afterwards, and that was their first words was, our takeaway from that was. So all of the good stuff, all of the we're going to do spending, we're great partners. We fully support this deal that you haven't told anyone about, but you just told us about in Ukraine. And they don't report any of that. They come out with Trump lied. That was their whole thing out of the 45 minutes. But his whole point is he doesn't even, okay, he comes out with the rare earth minerals. It isn't about getting rare earth minerals. It isn't about the mining. It isn't about a competition between Russia and what we get. Like someone mentioned to him, one of the reporters asked, well, doesn't that take a long time? Isn't it going to be a long time? Well, yeah, 5-10 years. And then he goes back onto something else. The point is, get us over there. So some of the rare earth minerals, a lot of the deposits are in land that is still Ukrainian, but Russia has taken. So we make deals for rare earth minerals. Okay, I don't know if he's going to extend it out that far, but we'll put our own companies in Ukraine, lots and lots of our own people in Ukraine. Then he doesn't have to get mixed up in, okay, if he does this, then we get him with NATO and NATO goes to war, or the EU is trying to put together its own little coalition. He goes, okay, we have an interest over there. We have an economic interest. We have people there. You attack, we're defending them. That's what he's doing. And it's you've caught it a little by a little from when the Treasury Secretary had his little sit down with Brett Baer. And then a few things that that was said in that press conference. And then in Starmer, you really caught a lot of it. I said this 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I told it to you on this air but I said this a couple of weeks ago. But now it came out that talking heads are actually saying, oh yeah. But he wanted a security guarantee. And I don't think he quite understood what Trump was doing because they hadn't gone behind the scenes and done their little talk yet. That was the first one. The media asked a question about it. And he responded didn't know how to respond. He should have just said, okay, we're going to sign this deal today. Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to sign this deal today. That's what it should have been. He's doing it. Trump's doing it step by step. We didn't know, okay, you've got to sign this deal and do a big security agreement, because then he's approaching not as a middleman approaching Putin. He's approaching Putin as the Ukrainians are going, yeah, they're on my side. Let's deal. No, you're wheeling and dealing. He's got to remain from a neutral point.
Yeah, and I think that's what the person that was commenting was saying, that India has more of a neutral aspect, and that's the reason why that they're going to the Indians probably a better bet. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that from last year when I pulled it up, looked for it for a few seconds. Most of the things on the India Zelenskyy deal was last year, August, before Trump was elected. All these people are saying Trump is the game changer with the plan. And it's this plan of him getting our people over there that they're all going, wow, this is a great plan. Zelenskyy, I don't think he understood that plan, that is the security. He doesn't need a written security guarantee. The security is, we have our own people over there. You screw with them and we're going to defend them. So he doesn't need some separate security statements. But that's what he was looking for today, because the way a reporter asked a question about it. And
Okay.
that's what started it down the trail. They should have never had that, because if it had gone behind the scenes, like they say, this is how the sausage is made, they would have yelled at each other like that. But then Trump would have explained it and would have got it through to him what he was doing. But they didn't get to that point. So basically the media blew this thing up.
Let me see if I can. Okay. This is a observer research from January 14th, 2025. And this is ties for 2024. And I think you're right on that. In Russia, 2024 was precisely one of the most eventful years in modern history for relations with the two. Against considerable odds, the Indian Prime Minister Modi made a double visit to Russia. His first visit was in July, and the second one was in October. While repeated visits are not rare, former Prime Minister Singh visited Russia twice in 2009 and 2013. Modi in 2015 to this time, however, his gestures hold significance and an indication that Indian commit to security tradition politics ties, and thus considered to have more value than ever before. From the prospect of India, message to the international community, reminiscing of 2009, when India leadership in the BRICS meeting. Okay, that's okay. 2024, the relationship. This goes on forever. Let me put this into the chat for you guys to look at. What are you doing, Bill? Stop messing around. Anyways, saying that, I can understand the reason why there is a really good relationship with India and Russia. And reading that, it just clicked. BRICS is still a thing. What is it? Brazil, Russia, India, China. I forget the South Korea, I think it is. Bill, your mic is off.
Hello.
There we go. What were you saying?
I didn't want everyone to hear my typing over here. I had Grok look into it, and that was June, August. Zelensky met with him of India, and then after that, it went away. Currently, there's no updates after August on any meeting. So it was Trump's deal. They all went with Trump's deal, and they all went. Each time he spoke with a foreign leader, they would go, "Oh wow, that's a great deal." I think he even told him Modi or Modi. Oh, geez, I'm drawing a blank now. But I think he even Modi even came out and said something about the Zelensky deal, going, yes, he's the ambassador of peace. Trump is, or something. He talked him up on it. So everyone has said positive things. Now, how is the world going to posture? How is Europe going to posture on that? Because most of the EU still doesn't know what Trump's plan is, but Starmer is going over there Sunday, and he's going to meet with, I think it's maybe 18 European nations, 16, 18 European nations. He's meeting with them Sunday. And they said this after the Trump meeting. So the way I gathered it, Trump may have authorized him to tell them about what he's doing. So things may shake up different after Sunday.
Yeah, we still got to be informed. We'll probably report on it next Friday. But since we got that done with the Zelensky Trump meeting, let's go on to our the fun one for today.
Gene Hackman, that's not fun, but I made a comment about that my favorite scene from Gene Hackman was when he was telling Superman about his plot of sending a nuke down into the San Andreas Fault. And my comment I made on that was, it could still happen, hopefully.
No, what I was gonna say is one of Texas congressmen still mic'd up saying that he would kill Tucker Carlson. What do you think about that?
Oh, me, I heard it and went, what a dick, and just kind of blew it off. There's too much more important stuff going on. It's just like, what a dick.
That was just like a pinprick. I just wanted to get, because we're not Dan Crenshaw fans here. After really, he put the wool over everybody's eyes, and it was really ridiculous that there's certain things. He's a congressman. You are a congressman.
He's more Rhino establishment, I think, when we never saw that coming.
Yeah, that's what's really strange. I mean, a lot of the people that helped him like do videos and everything, they feel like betrayed. And that's mostly like the Drinking Bro podcast. They helped him a lot to get reelected the second time around, helping him make a new video, all kinds of stuff. And then he like turned tails.
Did you ever get to talk to him?
Dan Crenshaw?
Yeah, when we did that interview with that guy who wanted to, what did he want to be, governor or something?
Oh yeah.
Weren't you trying to get in touch with Crenshaw sometime around
they
then?
give me the runaround. I'd try to get our congressman to be on the show. This is still like when we're like really low. And now we have a little bit more of an audience. But the thing is they put me through a runaround, and I was like, okay, I get it. Sorry for even asking. Not sorry that I asked. It's one of those things. It's you have to see if you can try to do it. Ronnie Jackson. I tried to get him on the podcast, and they're like doing the politician thing. Yeah, sure, yeah, blah blah blah. You're a great person. Oh, you got a pen and paper. That's going forth and everything. I'm like, okay. Being overly kind to me is the world's worst thing to do. because it sends a flag in the back end of my head. Not that I've been like treated like crap or anything. No, it's because I work corrections. And working corrections, you find out that the people that I'm trying to put it in a word that won't get it flagged on YouTube, but they play small ukuleles. That's the best I can do right now.
You're talking about correction, like prison type
Yeah.
guard.
The people that are in the jail that play small ukuleles, since they're small. Okay. I'm not giving you any more fucking hints. Anyways, the people that play the small ukuleles, they literally are very overly kind. Super overly kind. They try to help out. Hey, boss, I can help you out with this and everything. Boss, I can help you out with this. That's the first thing I think. Literally, every time when someone's like overly kind, it freaks me. It freaks me out each and every time. Now, if you call me a piece of shit and everything, and just like, hey, you're a piece of shit, I'm like,
Yeah.
You're right, but
Corrections officers can be different kind of people. I worked at a call center, and I worked with there was a supervisor out there who was a former border patrol agent, and you'd hear her from 3 aisles over. You would hear her with her headphones on, yelling at agents. If you do that again, you're going to be fired. You need to do this, and then they'd start crying. And then she came to me and said, why is HR wanting to write me up? They say I'm not a good supervisor. I said, you make all your agents cry. Because she was talking to them like a mean border patrol agent. And I'm not saying border patrol agents are mean, but she had I'm superior attitude.
Okay, I do that a lot up at work, and I have fun with it.
She wasn't fun though. She was dead serious, and she was so dead serious she didn't understand. Me and a couple other people who were, kind of friendly to supervisor type people, we get along, and she just came to us almost crying and going, what am I doing wrong?
Okay, on that aspect, this is what happens. Okay, people that are in law enforcement, their first reaction, and it has to be this first reaction, it has to be I'm taking control of this situation. The situation probably is kind of like on the lowdown and everything, but they have to go up, and their first thing is you have to take control of the situation. No matter what it is, okay? You have to take control of the situation. That's your first reaction all the time. If that's your first reaction all the time, then it's going to get mixed up. Especially when we'll call it what it is, a civilian lifestyle. Okay? If you want to go through a civilian lifestyle and you do that, then it's going to have complications. I do that every once in a while, and I back up, and it's very, very rare nowadays because, like I said, working in a law enforcement area, corrections is still law enforcement. In my idea, when I go away from that jail, I'm a civilian. I have no authority over anybody at all. But the fact of after a while, that after having a conversation with cops or sheriff's department or highway patrolman, anybody that's in like law enforcement, I've talked to like U.S. Marshals, and they do up and like they do what they're they're trained to do, and you are trained to do that. You're trained to boom, establish authority, and then after a while, after I talked to him, I was like, I'll let them know. It's like, hey, this is what's happening. in my terminology, usually with law enforcement, it is the same terminology because I have that skill. I go up, I talk to them, I was like, yes, sir, it's this, and this is happening, and this, and I use, their terminology, and they're like, oh, were you like, are you in our super secret club? No, I was a correctional officer. Oh, okay. So what's really going on? And you can see their postures just, oh, we're good. This guy's not going to give us any trouble. He might help out or cause more trouble, but it's for the better of mankind type day. We don't know. Anyways, but once they establish the area doesn't need to be like pushed out with a fire, they calm right down. A lot of them do, some of them don't.
Yeah, she couldn't do like you said, when you get away, you turn civilian. She couldn't separate that. So she was always in that mode.
Yeah.
Always with her agents. She was always in that mode. They're like,
I-
oh no, she's my supervisor.
I am very saddened for those people that can't like have a switch, because it is so. I mean, I have fun with it. I still do it. I mean, you've caught it a couple of times where people, if anybody else was listening to us, that they were like, "Do you need help?" How many times did someone ask you? He's like, "Is Dave being mean to you?"
Oh no, Dave's being mean to me.
But Bill understands where I'm coming from, but he knows that I'm joking.
Dave is just like Sluggo, and Sluggo is so mean to me.
I don't think anybody listening to this and actually understand that.
Really? They don't get that reference.
No one would get that reference other than me.
I do have on DVD the complete Mr. Bill.
Really?
Every Mr. Bill episode on DVD, and it is the complete Mr. Bill. Who else do you know would have that? I mean,
a really sad individual that wears a red MAGA hat.
It's right next to the every Schoolhouse Rock video.
That's even sadder. That you're going downhill really fast on the thank God no one gave you a man card, honestly. Oh, Bill, you do not have one.
Excuse me. No, I don't have a man card. Excuse me, guys.
Oh, Bill probably pulling out the white privilege card. But anyways, there is another thing on the Zelenskyy stuff, and this is the same reporter, Dani Palenko. And let me go ahead and pull her up again. And this is a 5-minute thing, so bear with me.
Thanks to everyone who supports ordinary Ukrainians. But today, we, all Ukrainian journalists, would like to ask you for your attention, not your money. Do you know why MSC, a leading container shipping company, doesn't do business in Ukraine? Why Ukrainians don't want to fight? Because your aid doesn't reach ordinary people. The Ukrainian politicians use war to steal it. Just look at cars with Ukrainian number plates in Monaco. And this is Ukraine. People fight over a pair of sneakers in a thrift shop.
Сейчас развалится двери.
Alongside my colleagues from Radio Svoboda, Nashi Groshi, Scheme, and other media, I'm doing my best to help the ordinary people of Ukraine. But fighting this corrupt system is an uphill battle. This week, the US announced another $150 million aid package to Ukraine. Does it sound like a lot to you? For the Ukrainian government, it doesn't. We'd like to tell you about several corruption scandals that prove embezzlement of $60 billion. $60 billion, which is equal to the most recent large aid package. Want to know more? So, $5.5 billion oligarch Kolomoisky has stolen. The co-founder of a Ukrainian state-run bank was a longtime partner and friend of Mr. Zelenskyy. He's under U.S. sanctions now and is currently in prison. According to the Panama Papers report, $41 million of this money was transferred to Mr. Zelensky's accounts. So why is there no investigation into Mr. Zelenskyy's theft of Ukrainian people's money? $1 billion the Minister of Defense Reznikov has stolen. He moved this money to rogue firms on the first day of the war. We published more than one investigation on the topic, but he's still walking the streets.
And here they were stealing billions, and that's okay. During the war, while people are dying, and that's what tears me apart.
Is this a lot? Timber trade alone by the Ukrainian forests companies should annually bring $22 billion to the nation's budget. But OSINT reports indicate that this money goes to the pockets of Ukrainian officials. It's $50 billion over the course of the war with Russia. Even the head of a small village office was found to keep $4 million at home. And there are more stories like that. But the main cash flow goes to the corridors of power. $1.1 billion the Kyiv Tax Department employee poached. Radio Svoboda reports she's under charges of unlawful enrichment. $32 million the head of the Zaporozhye administration snitched from the fortification construction budget, 360 News reports. $500 million is the amount of funds proven to be stolen from the construction of fortifications, according to the head of the investigative committee, Mikhail Bondar. The SBU general, who accused me of treason for a call for peace on Telegram, has been detained in Serbia with over $20 million worth of cash, jewels, and crypto assets. $40 million the head of the Big Building National Program has stolen, the National Anti-Corruption Office NABU reports. The program is under supervision of Zelensky's office. Ekonomicheskaya Pravda states that the Minister of Agricultural Policy profited from illicit land contracts to the tune of $12 million. $21 million the head of the tax service, Roman Nasirov, received as a bribe. This is the official information from the National Anti-Corruption Office. $52 million RADA member Yaroslav Dubinevich stole gas supply contracts, Radio Svoboda reports. He's now on the wanted list. Minister of Infrastructure and the head of the Ukraine Restoration Foundation got kickbacks of $50,000 in bitcoins, $150,000, and $12 million in cash, and that's only the proven instances. How do you like it?
I'm surprised she's alive.
I am too. I was looking at it. I was like, "Who's posting up her stuff?" Because I'm surprised she's not. Past
her.
Oil.
She's posting her stuff.
Huh?
Oh, I said her. She's posting her stuff.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I got. I'm kind of new at this stuff, so if it's we'll smooth things out over time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm getting it. I don't like it that I don't really look into the camera as much as I should, but I'll get things worked out. But see, I have this. So you were talking about a card. See, I have that.
I've seen that. Yes, you've shown it to me.
Yes, I have that. So just don't mess with me because I got that. That trumps everything.
That is so sad. Anyways, we've been out this for an hour, and I'm really glad for the people that have actually been watching for 3 hours. Hopefully,
3 hours?
the 3 people for the hour.
Oh. Oh, not all the people who've been watching for 3 hours.
They've been watching for 3 hours. That's some future stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to add something. Grok.
Uh-huh.
Do y'all use Grok?
I've started being that was the whole thing. I got the title for this week for Grok. Well, from Grok, what's trending, what should I do a news what should I title the episode for the news podcast, and it pops up. I'm starting to use it a little bit more because prior to your suggestion, sometimes you come up with a glimmer of good ideas. Not very often. I'm not giving you that treat yet, but sometimes you do come up with some decent ideas.
Well, one day I may in the future, maybe even near future, have it set up where I can pull my phone actually into the computer. But I'll just kind of give you an idea of one thing I just did. I saw a Facebook post, and someone made a big run-on Facebook post with a lot of detail. All of this, it's a big, long Facebook post.
Bill, did you do that?
No, I put it into Grok and I said, is this post true? Is this post true? And it took and broke that post apart into bullet points and different sections. And it came up so you could actually read it legitimately what was in it instead of his stumbling words. And then came up to conclusion, this is partially true, this is false or misleading, and this is speculative. And all I did was took a huge Facebook post and went, is this true? That was amazing. The other thing I did was I tweak computers to the max, or I used to. And when I have problems, I might sit there and take hours researching stuff. And I had what I thought may have been a possible virus because things were changing on the computer that shouldn't have been. And I have over 4,000 Firefox tabs open and I never want to lose them. And I was running Norton and I went, huh. And I said, hey, I'm running Norton. Files are doing this. This is changing. This error came up. And this is scanned this and it's found a few things that need to be corrected. And it goes, oh, okay, you want to make sure everything is safe and this speeds up and you can change your tab, you can keep your tabs. Okay, let's do this. And I spent about an hour and a half with Grok going through troubleshooting a computer. And there are things, and I've had a computer since 1979, so I generally know what I'm doing. And there are things that would take me an hour to research because I wanted to make sure I don't mess something else up. He comes up with it in 3 seconds. Each step that I wanted to do, and I would normally have to go, okay, what do I need to pull up? What in the background do I need to change? And he just, okay, you need to do this, then try this. How did that work? Oh, what has the antivirus program found? And it just interacted like better than any tech support person would do. So Grok is just absolutely mind-blowing in that aspect. If you have any problem that you're trying to reason through, he'll reason. Anyway,
Really?
I thought I'd throw that in as just a little handy tip. And that's what I did for the India information. I said, is India currently working with Zelenskyy? And that's where it came back. The latest information, Modi was working with him in August, doing this and this. And it went through the detail of what he was doing. And given the current date of February 28th, there has not been anything that they've done since post-August 2024. And he just, 3 seconds, boom. And eventually, I told him that it got really late And when you spend hours looking at a computer when it's really late, you kind of get. So I said, I'll have to try later. I'm getting too tired, I told him. And he said, no worries. Take your time and rest up. This kind of troubleshooting can wait. Your tabs aren't going anywhere, and we've got a solid start with a GPU clue. Whenever you're ready, just let me know what you see in the task manager list or Norton's logs, and we'll pick right back up. Sleep well. But he went into so much detail. It was just mind blowing. So if you guys have any start using it. I have Alexa, the little lady from Amazon that begins with an A. I have her over the years. I set them up in 2015, wired into the whole house. The whole house is voice controlled. And over time, it becomes natural that you just talk to her. Well, Grok needs to eventually become your search source instead of Google. Google shouldn't be anyone's search source anyway. It should be DuckDuckGo, because Google is still way on the censor bandwagon. But start searching with Grok, especially if you have some oddball question like, is there this in the Constitution? Does it do this? And normally you'd go and you'd have to read a bunch, and he'll just summarize it. Oh, okay, you're trying to find this. And if he doesn't come with your exact answer, you can say, well, no, that isn't exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. Oh, okay, sorry. And he'll redo it and he'll refine it. And that's not even that's using the Grok 3, the new one he came out with that's fully interactive. I did want to push it one step further, and I said, hey, can you help me out? Can you decode crypto wall? And he was like, no, that's beyond that encryption. He went through the history of that encryption, and he said that's beyond my capabilities. But he said some forms of the crypto wall virus, they might have found some of the keys when they arrested people. So if you'll upload a file, I can analyze it and see if it's one that authorities have found the code key to break it. They actually said that. And then I clarified, well, it was crypto wall 2.0. And he said, oh, you're screwed. Well, basically he said that, he didn't actually say it like that, but he was like, oh yeah, no, even the quantum something supercomputers can't decode that.
Yeah.
I have a computer that's totally locked with crypto wall 2.0.
Why?
A virus?
Oh, okay.
The crypto wall virus, it's the ransomware, big ransomware virus.
Oh, okay. It had to click for me for a second there. I don't know why. That's what happens when you work all day and you love doing podcasts, and you do work, then you come do podcasts.
Well, I started seeing a bunch of dates, access dates change on a bunch of files, and I was watching it change, and I went, something's going on. But it turned out it wasn't a virus, so I ran a check.
Yeah, I don't really have to worry about viruses anymore. That's a good thing about using Apple.
Oh, shut up.
Hi, am I here?
Still never going to touch an Apple product.
That's another thing that we need to go over is, I mean, even though you think they're the devil, Apple is spending $500 billion to bring in work away from China to the United States.
And that was funny. If you see when the helicopter landed and he got out and the gaggle of press came around him, you'll see that they're wanting to know about Zelenskyy, and that's the first thing he came into is went about all the deals that he's done.
He is like very well. He's very good at doing the information that he wants to go out.
He was toying with the media because he knew what they were there for. and so he was pure just playing with them.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that he's giving good information out, but in all reality, we do need to know how, the aftershock after that happens. I mean, he even says like, "Hey, I'm gonna do some stuff this weekend. We have some big MAGA stuff to deal with. Make America Great Again." He's gonna go down to Mar-a-Lago to do all that. I don't know what it is if it's raise money for certain things, and that's another thing that I wanted to put out into the ether for people that'll listen to us. One, thank you for listening to us, and two, just because a lot of the people that are on the show are very Republican, doesn't mean that we're going to put out stuff it's just going to, hey, we're sprinkling Republican R's at you. You have to listen to us. There, Republican sides, there are still some congressmen and Senate that need to be pushed out into the front of how much they were abusing the U.S. government and taking bribes, taking money away from the U.S. populace through taxes and everything, taking charity monies. And yes, it does happen. It happens on both sides. There are crooked people in Congress on both sides of the fence. Another thing that happened this week that I wanted to speak about is I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but it's a person called Data Republican. And she put a small R on a Republican because
I sent that to you.
We probably sent it to each other. Anyways, she was doxxed this week. People found her. She's actually working with Doge. And what's happening with that is the basic fact of she's going through all of the data of how much where your cat's out. I can hear it. Anyways, let
me crank up the anti-cat filter. Okay. Oh, it didn't work.
No,
it's broke.
It's broke. But it really is one. I don't like doxing people. I don't want anybody. We do this entertainment. If we go out and we do a live show one of these days, I don't know why we would do it, but we might. Maybe. I did one live show. I didn't like it all too much. Not because there was like dozens of people. It was kind of like the reverse. And I'm like, we're not there yet. But it was fun and it was enjoyable.
You're not ready to do Man on the Street?
I'll do a Man on the Street. I love talking to people. But what is happening with doxing people? People have to know or want to know where the person lives. Sometimes it's benevolent and they just want to, say hi, thank you, and give their 2 cents worth of how much that person means to them. Yes. I mean, it's happened to Justin Dangerously, a TikTok person. This is the second time. He's like, don't come to my house. And it would be very safe for you not to come to my place because I answered the door with 9-inch heels. If you get my meaning. But
I have a 5-foot high velocity blowgun. It says you could nail a squirrel to a wooden fence post.
That's good, Bill.
So watch out.
That's good, Bill. But she actually she said, because she's a person that is handicapped, she's deaf. But she goes up and she's like, I had to turn my big R for Data Republican to a small R because of the fact of I've been finding everything on both sides of the fences, the right and the left, of how much money they are uh, spending. So, or spending, taking away from taxpayers. In my opinion, the only way you can definitely take away the big time corruption in Congress is take away the feeding bag. We have to get rid of the income tax.
And she 23 hours ago, I was looking for it. She had come out and said that, and this is how liberals work. They've gone out and attacked her husband's small business now. And he's not used to stuff like that. She is. She's getting the death threats and all that. And she's not only deaf, she has, and I can't remember what it is, some handicap where you can't even communicate verbally correctly.
Oh, she's mute and deaf.
Yeah, there was another word for it, but I guess in her deafness, she focused on being a computer genius. So she just cranks out code. She focuses on that. So she's writing a bunch of code that gets all those links between this organization is sending money through USAID to this organization, but they're not spending it. They're forwarding it to this organization because USAID couldn't legally give it to that organization, so they funnel it through other. And she has all kinds of spreadsheets. She creates flow charts of the links between the different organizations.
Well,
and she just did one on taxes. Are you talking about one that she posted just a little while ago?
I didn't.
She starts out that I've changed my mind. I have a change of heart on federal income taxes.
Let me.
On the surface, it's just a way for the government to generate revenue. It has to get its funding somewhere, but I now see that method of taxation itself fundamentally alters the relationship between the government and there's a thing about income taxes. And when people say we're just going to get rid of it, we're going to get it down to one page. No, you're not. No, you're not. Why is the income tax code as big as it is? I may have mentioned that on our first program. Why is the income tax code? Why is it stacks 30, 40, 50 plus feet high? Because when they write bills in Congress for enforcement of bills, they'll go, okay, insert this line in tax code, such and such, paragraph this, subsection this, insert this line into it. So it changes that. So they've continuously increased by inserting for enforcement in congressional bills into the tax code. So you just delete the tax code, you've messed up thousands of laws that would have to be rewritten. They're going to have to peel it. And you don't hear anyone talk about this, but I was researching healthcare once, and I noticed that when I read the entire 2,000-page healthcare bill. But what I noticed is it would have, okay, you have to insert this text is inserted into this other bill. So I would have to go to that bill and read that. So it all branches out. But then for enforcement, it would go, okay, this inserts into the IRS, into the tax code. So that's how you got to peel it like an onion, and you're going to have to rewrite thousands of laws. But no one mentions that. No one. But that's how it works. Everyone thinks it's, we just get rid of it. No, that's why it's that big, not because of little loopholes and stuff. It's for enforcement against people in bills. Anyway, that's the tax code and how it works.
Yeah, and the thing that you're talking about happened 15 hours ago.
Yeah, her tax post.
Yeah, her tax thing was 13 hours ago. But
yeah, I had just started reading it before I came on here, and hey, sorry about this. I'm kind of new at it, and I didn't pay attention, and I noticed there's this box that says comments, and it has a number in it. Oh, I clicked it, and sorry, Dark Sage, if you're out there, that I noticed that you said a lot of stuff I should have addressed. I'll pay more attention next time to the little comment thing with numbers in it.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing about that community, though, because this is where it gets, and it happens to me all the time. I have not gotten, very rarely do I get good feedback, and yes, everybody tells me, "Oh, you shouldn't read the comments." I'm immune to bullying. I've been bullied all my life. I'm immune to it. Johnny's not. Johnny is not immune to bullying. Johnny should never read the comments. Johnny,
Are you talking live comments or afterwards comments?
afterward comments? Most of the
Okay,
afterward
I'm referring to the live ones coming up when they're questioning what we're talking about.
No, the live comments are usually, fun or informative, and I love that type of information coming back.
Interaction.
Yes, like Dark Sage 9117. Thank you very much for that information. It actually elevates our podcast to a little bit, maybe to almost amateur, to full amateur. Okay,
We're moving towards it.
Yeah,
we're gonna be pro. We're gonna be pro before long.
I know it's gonna be strange. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's gonna be weird. But
there's going to be a format, news format. We'll have prep notes. I'm getting a teleprompter. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. But like this was let me go ahead. I'm going to share this real quick with everybody else.
And I do highly recommend following Data Republican. I took my wife's phone and put hers on follow Data Republican just yesterday.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here to talk about Jenica Pounds. I'm focusing on her deafness and the deaf community. I'm not going to talk about what she did for Doge. I'm disappointed in the deaf community. They attacked her because she wasn't signing smoothly. They said she isn't deaf, she is fake. What? I feel sad when she had to post to explain about her medical issues. She said she has autism and expressive dysgraphia. It means people have a hard time and struggle to express thoughts into words verbally or signs. Jenica, first, I want to say I'm sorry. How you had to experience this from US, the deaf community. I also want to say I'm proud of how you handled the situation. With professionalism and integrity, you are amazing and beautiful. Deaf community. You guys shouldn't attack her deafness because you have different opinions and beliefs related to politics. She is still one of us.
Now, I was thinking about jokes on this. I was like, maybe y'all should shut the fuck. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Okay. Maybe someone should put like blankets over your hands. How about that? My first reaction was maybe y'all should shut the. Oh yeah, they're deaf. They can't really talk anyways. Ah!
I was glancing for it. I haven't watched it yet, but I remember a week ago or so she did agree to finally show herself, and she did. It was a week or two ago, but it popped up recently again. She did a live with someone.
Oh, really?
She went on their podcast.
Oh, nice.
So I would recommend looking for that and watching her, but definitely look at some of her flowcharts on how, especially the USAID. Yeah, there's a good one I haven't looked. I'll look later.
Well, here's baity stuff that I just found.
Click baby.
Last thing, Mr. President. Yeah. Do you think your relationship with Donald Trump, President Trump, after today, can be salvaged?
can be. Yes, of course, because it's relations more than two presidents. It's the historical relations, strong relations between our people. And that's why I always began with to thank your people from our people. And this is the most important. And of course, thankful to President and of course to Congress, but first of all to your people. Your people helped to save our people. People, the first. Human rights, the first. This is very, very important. And we are thankful and sorry for this. I mean, we wanted very much to have only strong relations, and I very count that we will have it.
Last thing, Mr.
It's still, it's one of those things. You're always gonna have like people go in and talk shit, and I think in all reality that what's gonna happen is there's going to be some dealings and everything with Ukraine. Ukraine's going to lose a little bit of land. Russia is going to go out and have to help pay for the reconstructions of a lot of the cities and stuff that they destroyed. And I give it maybe 2 months, possibly, that this whole situation will be done and over with.
He's got to get the rare earth deals done within the next couple of weeks. They got to do that. But did you notice something about that interview? I watched that entire Brett Baer interview, and I do recommend watching the entire interview. But did you notice there was a part where he had to turn to his translator?
Mm-hmm.
See, there is still, he knows English, but there is still a language barrier. And he had to at least twice, maybe 3 times during the Brett Baer interview, Brett would say something to him and he'd turn and you could hear his translator explaining it to him. One of the things he did was, I don't think he got the metaphor of holding all the cards.
Oh.
He didn't get that. He got lost in that and then tried to make the connection of we're not playing games. He didn't know the metaphor of holding all the cards. And it's at that point, notice, it's around that point when they were losing it. He didn't get the metaphor.
I think, it might be just a miscommunications on that.
Well, no, it was also he wanted that security guarantee, but that's because that's because he hadn't been behind the scenes with Trump yet for Trump to explain to him that what I'm doing, putting our people over there, gives you that security guarantee without having to put it in writing and throw it in Putin's face.
Okay. When did we put? We
talked about the security guarantee right at the beginning of the program.
Yeah, you're right, man. That's what happens when it's almost sleepy bedtime. Well, speaking of that, did we have any other news that we needed to go over? Because I have to ask that before I close up the show.
No, I don't have anything this time because I was out of town, so I don't have like 6 or 8 pages of notes, a PowerPoint presentation uploaded, and anyway.
Thank God for
we generally, I generally would have enough content to fill 2 hours or more.
Yeah, and that's fine. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, we're missing Gene Hackman.
I had to drive my wife to the airport, so I didn't get much sleep.
Yeah, that's another thing that there's the speculation is methane gas that killed him, the dog, and the wife, but no one really knows. We'll find out.
They said they haven't found any methane gas. Didn't they do the autopsy already or something?
They haven't. He just died. Like they just found the bodies today.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Time flies. Yeah, they just found the bodies yesterday. The autopsy's you're looking at a dog and 2 people And it takes a while for the autopsy and the results to get back. So we'll probably have something on like Monday. But anyways, I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And thank you for sticking with us for an hour and a half. Love you guys. Love everybody that listens to us. This is awesome. Awesome that I even get to talk to like 3 people about nonsense and news.
Y'all have a great week.
Bye, everybody.